guys, we're going to do a little Brett Baty analysis. This was this idea was engendered by Justin Kane sending me a video. Justin sends me the best videos. Thank you, Justin. Thank you guys, all you guys, for sending me stuff. I try not to do a whole lot of searching on social media. It's just not good for me. But a lot of people just honestly send stuff that is perfect, exactly what I need to see, and it creates a lot of the content that I have, so it helps everybody. So Brett Baty, 210 pounds, 6'3", 210. That's a big guy. Okay. Bats left, throws right. Okay. So right there, he's got some good things working for him. Just the fact that he bats left and throws right, I think, what is it, 10 times more likely to make the Hall of Fame with that trait. I think it's somewhere around there. I could be wrong. But I think it's something like 2% of the population has this trait. 12% of major leaguers, and I want to say 32% of Hall of Famers, something like that. Whatever it is, check out David Mann. He studied all this. He went back in the record books and studied every major leaguer that ever existed and found that there's a correlation to lead arm dominance, believe it or not, and great hitting. So, Brett Baty, well, let's get back to his stats. First, I want to hear the video that really sparked me wanting to do an analysis of Brett Baty. So let's listen to this.
You're working on now to try to increase the consistency, build confidence, or has it just been the process that you're going through?
Yeah, man. I mean, first of all, we're at the highest level in the game, and so the guys are always going to be good over there. But I think for me, the biggest thing coming into this season is working really hard on my top hand and getting that stronger, so I can get the barrel more out front and start catching more balls out front. I've always been a hitter that can go to the opposite way, but I think this year I've really focused on gaining strength in my top.
I don't know. By the way, this video I believe was on. Yeah, it was on Jeff Fry's Instagram. So I guess thanks to Jeff Fry for putting it up there. But Jeff Fry is kind of approaching it at it with a different opinion. He thinks that Brett Baty's approach is spot on. Which is funny because Jeff Fry has said that Ken Griffey Jr. has the best swing he's ever seen. And yet the swing that Jeff Fry advocates is like a throw the hands swing. Not that swing down matters that much, but he wants to throw the hands, swing down, and like flip and go the other way and be consistent and don't have power. Let's just be boring. And I don't know. It's weird. Like, so many of these guys just want to, I guess they just want to seem prudent and wise and like, we don't go for that power stuff. No, we're smarter than that. I don't know. So they preach hitting the inside of the ball, going the other way. I don't have a problem with going the other way. Like, the hitter that I think did it best, at least in recent times, who is Ken Griffey Jr., he went the other way just fine. I don't have a problem with it, but setting up your mechanics to go the other way is asinine. What are you doing? Why? Why are you doing that? Like, just hit the ball hard. It's hard enough to make contact. Why are you trying to make contact with a certain small part of the ball? And it happens to be where all the weakest hits happen. It's really just this tendency of instruction in all sports to be a bummer. They just want to, it's like, in order for them to convey that they are prudent and wise and sagacious people, they have to take the bummer side. Like, we're not going for power. We're just going to slap the ball the other way. If you don't like it, then you just don't want to be a good hitter. It's just a bummer attitude. And That's not being a great teacher in my eyes. Look, Jeff Fry, I believe you are correct about Griffey having the best swing of all time, but you're not that interested in the swing enough to just look at video. Like, look at hours and hours of video and see what you discover. I spent probably the first 10 years just being obsessed with looking at video, and I wasn't teaching that much. I was just questioning. I was just looking at video. And you learn quite a bit. So I just don't think a lot of these guys are very curious. That if Jeff Fry looked at hey, Griffey's got the best swing. Yes, that's obvious to the naked eye in regular motion. You can see he's got the best swing. Let's break it down. What's going on mechanically that's different in his swing from everyone else? Anyways, thanks to Jeff Fry for this video. And I guess Major League Baseball and SNY, whatever that is, and the heart in the bottom right corner, and the New York Mets. So let's continue.
And just because as a right-handed thrower and a left-handed hitter, my top hand is my weaker hand.
Were you always?
Oh no, his top hand is his weaker hand. That's exactly what you want. Is this guy aware of David Mann's studies? Like, there's nothing wrong there. And so let's hear what he wants to do.
Natural left-handed hitter, or were you a right-handed hitter when you were first starting out?
Picked up the bat and started swinging left-handed.
So you've always been right and left.
Yeah.
So picked up the bat as a right-handed person and started swinging as a lefty hitter. Man, and 6'3", 210. Dude, you have the opportunity. And obviously he's got the hand-eye coordination, the pitch recognition. He's like the perfect, person to make it through to greatness. But he's being affected by today's instruction.
No, I just picked it up and I put my strong hand on the bottom and then started swinging that way. But so this year I've just really been focusing on strengthening this top hand, and I really think that's helped me just be more direct and out front.
That move that he just did, that punching action, death.
Perfect segue. One of the things that I found was really unusual about your technique, your inside out, John Olerud style. I used to make a lot of comparisons in the studio. Is that the ball low and in, which is usually the lefty crush ball, you were going on top of or swinging and missing at times and pushing it the other way when you were hitting it instead of driving it. And then very late last year, you started attacking some balls earlier, and you started.
Let's go back to his stats. You see this so often in major leaguers, and you guys are going to be incredulous to this. You can't imagine that this is happening at such a high level. I get it. I was the same way. I get it. Surely at the major league level, they got everything nailed down. They got it all figured out. They're doing things at a higher level. My feeble brain can't understand what they're doing. It's too high level. You'd be surprised. These guys, let's look at his minor league stats. Okay? Batting average 290 in 4 seasons in the minors. 48 home runs in 986 at-bats. That's a home run every 20 at-bats. That's not too bad, 20 or so at-bats. Okay, what he's done since he's gotten to the major leagues is now he's a 220 hitter, hitting a home run every roughly 40 at-bats. This is what happens. Let me just explain what I think is going on here. We have a righty who's batting lefty. So his natural swing is probably going to be very good mechanics, very lead arm dominant naturally. I would bet my house on that. But he gets to pro ball, and a lot of guys get a little shaky when they get to pro ball. Oh, I can't do what I was doing before, maybe. Now things really matter. So let me touch up on my mechanics. Death move. The worst thing they could do, because then they start, hey, what does this hitting coach say? What is this? And they buy in to the conventional approach. Dun, 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 death. That's death. And it just seems like there would be nothing wrong. What's wrong with that? You're just being a curious good boy. Like there's no way you can get worse. No, no, no. With mechanics, you can go backwards. You can go backwards with mechanics. It's a dangerous game to play. And this is why a lot of great hitters will not take any instruction. And that's a wise approach. I would recommend that way over going to conventional hitting coaches. So these guys get to the major leagues, they start working on the conventional approach, and they slip and slip and slip. And you can't believe that that would actually be happening at such a high level, but I have news for you guys. It does. And a lot of you guys are going to say, yeah, but the pitching isn't as good at the, single, double, triple A levels. Come on, guys. Do you think Griffey had a problem with it? Do you think any of the greatest hitters really slipped that much when they got to the major leagues? A lot of them actually do a lot better. A great hitter's a great hitter. Like, that's the big reason why I think this whole nonsense about Ruth not being able to hit well today is absolutely asinine. We see that he hit just as well against Hall of Fame pitchers of his day as he did everyone else. Great hitters will hit. Great hitters will hit. My point is, he's slowly regressing. And now you can see, now he's having success, 40 at-bats into the season? He's at a 325 average. And only has one homer. So let's see what's going on in 100 at-bats. But what I think is happening is he's working on the wrong things, and now he's doubling down on the wrong things. I get it. I've been there. We've all been there, where we say, we don't know which direction to go in. And you think, maybe I'm just not doing the conventional approach enough. So you keep going further down that path, and it just keeps screwing you up. And now he's doubling down on this back arm dominant action. Let's take a look at his swing. It looks like minor league ball. God, look how few people are there. Jeez. This is pretty lead arm dominant in his structure. But again, the more he works on this pushing the back arm out, see how there's not a lot of flip? This tells me that he's using quite a bit of his body. I can tell that there's not a lot of flip. I always say this. I think you guys have heard this before, but his back arm and the bat at this point are in line. He's taking a nice wide finish. That's usually an indication of lead arm dominance in his action. But he's doubling down on this pushing the backhand out. This is not a stock that I would buy right now unless he somehow stops working on this. And I just see that this season is not going to be better than the previous two seasons, which, aren't that good. Like, let's see. 2023, let's see, 2022, well, he only had 38 at-bats. That's not enough to see anything. Hit 184. 2023, he had, let's see, that was in Syracuse. Triple A. That's essentially the same as the majors. Hit 298, 10 homers in 104 at-bats. That's incredibly good. That's a home run basically every 10 at-bats. And then 2023 for the Mets, he got 353 at-bats, hit 213, had 9 homers. So, it's real sporadic, his performance. But it looks like he's slowly regressing. And his approach is not a good one. It's just unfortunate. I think that he's not on the right track. He's bought into the conventional understanding, as pretty much all these guys have. So we'll see how he does, but it's not looking too good. So check out my website, theswingmechanic.com. Learn all about this lead arm dominant approach to the swing. I have a book, Swing Like Griffey, and a lead arm training bat. The Swing Like Griffey book explains my whole method. And it's about becoming lead arm dominant in your structure of the swing. So I hope you guys like it. I hope you enjoyed this analysis of Brett Baty. Best of luck to him. I hope he figures out that he should be going more towards reducing the effort and the exertion of the back arm and getting more of his body into the hit. There's an inverse relationship there. The more that you exert the back arm, the less of your body you can get into the hit. The less you exert the back arm, the more of your body you can get into the hit. So, look, at 210, 6'3", 210, this guy's got to be going for homers. Something happened in 2023 at Syracuse. He's capable of some serious power. That's very good performance. Basically a 300 average and a home run every 10 at-bats. He really killed it, and that got him sent up to the major leagues. But he just didn't really do the same stuff. And I'm betting that when he got to the major leagues, he met some hitting coach probably, and this hitting coach slowly worked this lead arm dominant structure out of his swing. And I'm telling you, even just an inch in the wrong direction, the complete wrong direction. I mean, he's literally working on more back arm exertion. That's he has hit the nail on the head in the exact wrong direction. So, and then today he's got 1 home run and 40 at-bats. Those aren't good home run numbers. He should have more power. He should not be going the other way. There's a hit here. There, this hit right here. This is indicative. Watch this hit. See how it's a slicing hit? You can tell too, because look at where it starts off. It starts off basically in center field, right? And watch where it ends up. I mean, it was basically going right over second base. This is a slice hit. Guys, you don't want slice hits. You don't see Ken Griffey Jr., any of the pound-for-pound greats, slicing the ball. I mean, this is like a 40-yard slice here. At least. Look at that. Look at where it ends up. It ends up in left field. So he's trying to work this slicing action into his swing. It's not the right approach. I think I've beat a dead horse with that one. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.